All right, today we're going to be diving into Lewis Howes SEO. He's doing a couple things that's going to be heartache as an SEO, so I want to show you what those things are. Let's dive one into them. All right, so I did a little preliminary analyzation of Lewis Howes SEO before this video, just to get an idea of what he's working with. I found some really interesting things that I can't wait to share with you. Actually, I'll point out one right now. Drives me crazy as an SEO. He's got this awesome site, and his homepage title is just Lewis Howes. There's a lot more he could be taking advantage of in this title because there's a lot of power going to his website, and he can utilize that power and put some other keywords in there that could be easy rankings for him. We'll take a look at his backlinks to get an idea of what else he could put in that homepage title for an easy ranking. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Before we do that, let's go take a look at what type of authority he's working with, what type of keywords he's ranking for, and what type of traffic he's getting. So as I bring him up in Ahrefs, we see he has a URL rating of 80, a domain rating of 76, and he's got about 7,000 referring domains. He's got a lot of authority. And assuming that he has good backlinks going to his website, and it's not just spammy, which I don't believe it is because he has a big name, he likely has just a lot of great authority links going there naturally. This is a lot of authority, okay? We'll look at that in just a second. He's ranking for about 64,000 keywords, getting about 30,000 visitors per month, and also getting about a $30,000 per month traffic value. These are all estimates, of course, but this tool gives us a great idea of what Lewis is working with. What I want to see now, one of the most important things is what type of keywords is he ranking for outside of his brand name. We expect him to be ranking for his brand name, but what's he ranking for outside of that? Because that's going to show us what he's taking advantage of and also what he's missing out on. So as we see, Lewis Howes brings him the most traffic as expected, and versions of Lewis Howes are also going to be chipped in there, but I want to see these other keywords. In order to make this easier to see, I'm going to go to keywords. I'm going to make sure this does not contain any keywords with Lewis or his last name Howes, or those two things together, because those are the two most common forms of kind of brand searches. So let's go ahead and show the results without his name in there. So we see School of Greatness is the biggest keyword as far as bringing traffic. That is one of his books or podcasts, I believe. Then we got Chad Wright, Navy SEAL, more School of Greatness stuff. Steve Grundy, Chad Wright. How to Make $1 Million. I love seeing that. So as an SEO, I really like seeing this type of stuff because this is the type of traffic he needs to really put more people that are relevant into his funnel. How to Make Millions is great. Love to see that. Same page there. So that's both the same page for that. So it's the same one ranking. Andrew Huberman, Jordan Peterson, Andrew Frisella, Steve Grundy, Mike Holston, How to Make $1 Million stuff. Alex Hermosi, Peter Schiff, Jason Fung, Mel Robbins, Wim Hof, Make Million Online, same URLs before. Leon Howard. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is a lot of the stuff he's ranking for is people's names. Now, the reason for that is because he does a podcast, then he puts up a page on that person and also posts the podcast on there. That way, he's kind of taking advantage of both sides of the SEO. Love it. Okay, great job with that, Lewis Howes. Awesome job. What I would want to make sure is that these pages are a little longer, right? So it depends on what he puts on the pages. So, for example, this Mel Robbins page, he does kind of a little intro here, just a short paragraph about who Mel Robbins is, a second little paragraph, a quote from her, and then just a couple bullet points. So what I would like to see is just a little bit longer content as far as like text on the page. I love the structure he's doing, but I want to see more content. Because that will definitely help him rank a little better for some of these keywords, depending on how hard it is. So, for example, Mel Robbins' podcast, he's number 12 for. He could probably be in the top 5 if he just optimized this page better and just made it a little longer. And it doesn't seem like a big deal, but that adds up, right? As you get these keywords like Peter Schiff and Dave Sparks and Chad, the ones that are getting thousands or tens of thousands of searches a month, if you're moving up from number 11 to page 1, even top of page 1 for some of these, that's a lot of additional traffic. So that's the one mistake I see him making right here, is he probably wants to make some of these pages a little longer and focus a little bit more on the on-page SEO for the text version. But I love the structure he has set up. So what I want to see now is I really like this keyword right here, right? Like how to make $1 million, and he had versions of that. How to make $1 million, how to make millions, all great keywords, right? He's number 6 for how to make $1 million, number 3 for how to make millions. These are likely getting him thousands of visitors a month, right? If not, at least high hundreds of visitors, like a lot of visitors. I want to see more pages like this. And as I scroll down and kind of analyze off screen, I'm not seeing anything. Okay, all I'm really seeing outside of that one page is a whole bunch of people's names. I like that. I like the people's names and, adding in other keywords in there with the people's names and having the landing page for them and the text on there. But what I want to see from Lewis is more content marketing. Okay. He's doing a great job utilizing his podcast and also turning that into kind of text content. But he needs to be going after more keyword related stuff that are people that are relevant for his funnel. For example, how to make $1,000,000 is fantastic, but also how to get more motivation, right? So, there's hundreds of keywords he could go after for motivation related stuff. Just do some keyword research and put up tons of content related on motivation. How to increase my business, how to improve my business, all types of business related stuff he could be ranking for. And I'm just kind of tipping the iceberg right here. As we scroll down his page, we can get more and more ideas for keyword research. The point is, he's making a huge mistake of not going deeper, right? Yes, he's posting his podcast and he's ranking for a lot of people's names, but outside this one keyword, how to make $1,000,000 in this one page, he's not really going after keywords. What I want to dive into something here. I want to show you guys what type of links are going to this page, because this is really important, right? If he has hundreds of links going to this page that's ranking well for this term, well, that's one of the reasons the page is ranking so well. But if he doesn't have that many links going to this page, what that tells me is Google loves his site for these type of keywords. What that tells me is Google is seeing his site as highly relevant for this type of keywords. That also tells me if he posts more of this type of stuff, he's going to get a lot of easy traffic. So what I want to do is bring up this screen where I analyze this page right here, and he has 19 links going to this page, but only one of them really matters. He really has one high quality link from entrepreneur.com going to this how to make $1,000,000 online page. And that's really doing a bulk of his work. So he doesn't have a lot of links going here even. So that's a great sign for Lewis, because it means if he puts up more content, he's going to get very easy rankings in terms of comparing it to other SEOs, because he has all that authority. Not only does he have great authority, but Google also loves his site on top of that, and they see him very relevant for money type keywords. All right, so what Lewis needs to do is dive deeper into keyword research. Find stuff around motivation, find stuff around business, find stuff around anything that has to do with what you teach or what you preach or what your customers are into. Expand that net, and you can get tens of thousands of extra visitors per month by doing very little work, just creating a content marketing strategy plan and then putting out that content. So this is one of the things that pains me as an SEO, because Lewis Howes has done all the hard work, right? He's built up this brand. He's got a great authority website. Google loves his website. It responds very well to keywords we want to rank for, like how to make $1,000,000, but he's not maximizing it. Now all he has to do is get a content marketing plan in place, put up the content, and he's going to get so many more extra visitors for so little effort compared to what he already did. So as an SEO, that's the stuff that drives me crazy, because he's already done the hard work. Like, he's put in the hard work. He could really maximize like 10 times what he's doing by just putting in a little more extra work. That's Lewis Howes SEO. Overall, man, this dude's killing it. I love what he's doing with his podcast and then putting a page up and then putting some text on the page revolving around the podcast. But again, I would make those pages a little longer. And then the biggest thing is put that content marketing strategy in place and get all that extra easy traffic. Now, the last thing I want to do is kind of show you what type of keywords I would add into the homepage title. And also we can take a look at his backlink quality just to make sure it's relevant or it's quality. So let's go to his backlinks. And I'm just going to organize by domain rating to see the highest kind of authority links going to his site first. So let's see what we got here. All right, so we got apple.com, awesome. We got GitHub, Wikipedia, adobe.com, Shopify, Wix, oh yeah. Spotify, SoundCloud, Medium, Zoom, Pinterest, New York Times, oh yeah. So he's got super authoritative links. So it's obvious why Google likes his website. Now, what I want to show you is how I kind of determine what I include on someone's homepage title when they do something like this, right? And a lot of people do this where they like just have their name or just the product name for the homepage. It's a big mistake, because the homepage is a very powerful place where you can rank very easily for some big keywords as long as your links are backing it up. Here's what I mean. If we read the text of his links or the URLs of his links, that's where Google gathers a lot of data for what that page is about or what that website is about. As we read these here, we see, School of Greatness, okay, podcast, every piece of content, get your idea off the ground, see how to start a podcast, motivational podcast. So a lot of podcast related stuff. Spiritual vision, 18 podcasts every entrepreneur should listen to, Find Your Process, Zoom Blog, Ideas and Inspiration, Podcast Bros. All right, so look, just like to quicken this, from what I'm seeing so far, he should put Lewis Howes, something like the #1 motivational podcast, or Lewis Howes, the #1 business podcast, something along those lines, because he could actually rank very well for motivational podcast or best motivational podcast just by having those keywords in his homepage title, where he has tons of power there, and he has links also talking about podcasts a lot or motivational podcasts. Not saying that's exactly what I would put in there. I would need to go through his links even more, but I just want to give you guys an idea of what you want to put in a homepage title if you're not sure. You want to go look at your backlink data, read the titles and the URLs the backlinks pointing to you, and that will help give you an idea of what you should be putting in that homepage title in addition to just the name or just the website name, whatever they currently have. So hopefully that helps you with your SEO. Lewis, if you're watching this, hopefully it helps you with your SEO plan. See y'all soon.